Those who want Jesus dead and out of the way are trying to persuade Pilate to condemn him to death. To get himself off the hook, Pilate asks the crowd to choose Jesus or Barabbas. Throughout, Jesus stands like a lamb to the slaughter, not opening his mouth in his defense. Can I identify with Jesus? I know that I am not silent when I am accused unjustly. I resolve I will try to learn something from Jesus' attitude. Jesus has been brought back from being scourged. He waits quietly, meekly, patiently for the cross he is to carry. I remember times I could so easily have helped someone and did not. I hear Jesus' voice saying, "Every time you do not help someone who needs it, the weight of my cross increases." I resolve that I will never walk by on the other side when I meet someone I can help. Jesus is on the ground, and the soldiers are annoyed at the delay. Jesus rises to his feet, picks up his cross, and moves on. He wants this to be over too. The sooner his mission is accomplished, the sooner he will be with his Father. I resolve to practice dedication to the will of God and persistence in the face of trouble. Mary pushes through the crowd, runs forward and throws her arm around Jesus. The soldiers drag her back to the crowd and then, gently for them, put her in the arms of loving friends who support her. I remember times I have seen people crying and have not offered them any comfort. I resolve to empathize with them and be prepared to walk with them if they need me. Jesus' faltering steps tells the guards that if they want to get this job done, they had better enlist someone to help him. They grab a passerby named Simon of Cyrene. When he realizes he has no choice, he reluctantly helps Jesus. I think how often I have played the part of Simon by helping others only grudgingly. I use the word they. They ought to do something about this. I resolve not to use the word they like this anymore, but instead to replace it with I. A woman runs out of the crowd with a towel in her hand. She reaches up and, with soft hands, wipes the sweat and blood from Jesus' face. I'm amazed at the bravery this woman shows. I know I would not have the courage to do what she did. I resolve to learn from her what true bravery really is and try to practice it. Jesus is growing weaker. He falls again. Painfully, he raises himself, first to his knees, then to his feet. He bends slowly, picks up his cross, and staggers forward. Unlike Jesus, do I just lie there under my problems and not make any real effort to get on with my life? I resolve never to let my problems get the better of me and to be more patient, sympathetic, and understanding with others. Some women who are weeping and wailing follow Jesus. "Do not weep for me," he says, "but weep for yourselves and for your children." The words are an echo of what the crowd shouted at Jesus' trial. "His blood be on us and our children." I resolve to pray for the grace and strength never to judge others. Jesus is on the ground again. He tries to get up but falls. He tries again but falls again. He tries a third time and manages to get to his feet. He staggers on, still bearing the cross. If I fall because of sin, Jesus will be there to help me regain my feet and continue on my way to the Father. I resolve that I will never despair, no matter what I may have done wrong or how many times I have fallen. Jesus stands meekly and patiently waiting. The soldiers strip him of his clothes. Jesus stands stripped and utterly vulnerable for all to stare at him. I realize how often I turn away from people who make me feel uncomfortable. I resolve that I will let people know I acknowledge their humanity and accept them as they are. Jesus lies with his arms open wide to receive the nails that will hold him to the cross. The nails are roughly shaped and sharpened pieces of iron. His face contorts with pain at each hammer strike. I compare Jesus' silence throughout this agonizing assault with how I moan about the pinpricks in my life to anyone who asks or is prepared to listen. I resolve that I will listen quietly to the concerns of others instead of complaining about my problems. Jesus is hanging from the cross and slowly dying. Finally, in a loud voice, he says, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit," and dies. I am certain as never before that all that pain, all that agony was for me. I realize that I didn't tell him that I loved him. I resolve to make sure that everyone dear to me will know of my feelings. Jesus' body is lowered to waiting men who deliver it to his mother's arms. She wraps him in her shawl. She croons over him as her tears wash the blood from his face. How often this scene is reenacted today by the mother who loses the child in her womb, the parents whose son or daughter dies through violence, the person whose partner passes on. I resolve that I will approach and listen to bereaved people I meet with compassion and love. Joseph of Arimathea, a Jewish leader and a secret follower, offers his own tomb to be used for Jesus' body. Strong hands lift Jesus and carry him to the tomb where he is gently laid to rest. I remember Jesus' words, "Come to me, all you that are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." I resolve to act upon that promise. I continue my life journey, praising God with each step.